This is Surface Thinking with Blackie Chad, and today's episode is sponsored by V-Mood Candle, a candle company that comes with playlists and moods that vibe with each other. V-Mood is vibes and moods put together, so I appreciate them for sponsoring this episode. So today, I have a special guest here that I've been waiting to talk to for probably a year and a half. DM doesn't always work traditionally with trying to get high profile people because they have so many DMs that they can't answer them all of the time. So for me, she got back to me a year and a half later, but beggars can't be choosers. So I'm excited for you to be here. Everybody give it up for Naimah. Thank you for being here.
You got a lot of jokes.
So since you're shy, we want to start this off with just asking simple questions, and we'll see how we can ease up into it. So my first question for you is, which is a surface thinking regular question. What are you afraid of?
I would say it's kind of cliche, but I feel like I'm afraid of the unknown.
Okay.
In a way where you want certain things, but you feel like, what if? Like, you don't know what the unknown is, but you're just afraid. But how can you be afraid of something that you don't know? So it's all in the mind.
So do you trust your resilience? Like, for me, of course, I would say at some point in my life I was afraid of the unknown. But knowing that nothing new is under the sun for me has helped me be like, whatever comes, I'll be able to deal with it.
Right.
So do you feel resilient? Do you feel like you scared that it's going to be a big blow on you? Or what makes you afraid of it?
I think it's just a lot that goes through my mind before the initially thinking about it. Like I think about all the stuff, pile it up in my mind, and be like, I'm not doing it.
So are you?
So I feel like I'm very resilient because I'm very resilient. Like I always say that about myself. Like I could bounce back from anything, but it's just the point in the matter is of like not putting all of these thoughts in my head initially before the situation takes place. I feel like if I have a clear mind and a clear conscience, then I can go ahead and jump to whatever I want to do or whoever I want to, do something with. But I start piling all these things. I don't know why I do that. I do it with everything. People, work, things.
So has it been experiences in your life that caused you to be like this?
Yeah.
Right.
Past relationships, I would say, school with me, rejection, So it's like, I don't know. But
so what you mean by rejection? I'm intrigued to know what you mean by rejection.
Like basically, so I'm a college girl, so I graduated from Westchester University.
Shout out to you.
Yeah, my bachelor's degree in social work. So I feel like before initially getting into Westchester, I was at Shippensburg, and then the experience happened from there when I got pregnant, had my baby, and then I had to leave school.
Okay.
And then it's like doing it all over again.
Okay.
It's like insanity. I'm like, I got to do this all over again and again and again.
Right.
So it's like you having a kid and then you stepping back from something that you initially was doing just to go back in it. But how do you go back in it? Because now you like at the point where it's like, I'm getting too old to be in college with 19-year-olds and 18-year-olds. And it's like, I'm 23. Why didn't I just finish? Why did I stop?
So, I mean, of course, we don't want to ask this question, but do you live with regret? Because, like, for me, when things happen, like, me being Muslim, it's like everything is part of the qadr of Allah. So, it's basically like the will of Allah is supposed to happen the way it's supposed to happen. So, let's say, what if this prevented you from other things? Like, a 23-year-old with a 19-year-old, you're able to be a little bit more mature and not indulge in those things as you would if you was 19. Because when I went to college, I'm blessed to be able to make it out because I was willing to do anything. I'm talking about drinking anything. I was dealing with people that I shouldn't have been dealing with. And for me to make it out, I was blessed. Right. So did it save you?
I think it did initially because I felt like if I didn't get pregnant, because I was ripping and running. Like, I'm in college. I'm away from my parents. I'm in lit. Like, So now it's like, you fall in love. You think you in love, puppy love. Because that was my first adult relationship. Okay. At that point, I'm like, you can't tell me nothing. Right.
So it's the epitome of those
I don't feel like it's a regret, though.
Okay, for sure.
I feel like, could I have waited? Yes. because I didn't know my true self. I'm still young. I'm still growing. I'm went from, when you think about it, I went from college. I was always ahead of the game. Like I went from straight. Always had a work roster. I was always working, going to school. So I already knew initially, like, this is it. I'm going straight to college. There's nothing here for me. College was always on my mind. So I went straight from high school to college, and then because I did a summer program to advance and already have, a little geeky, nerdy stuff. Get already a GPA. Now I'm like, y'all freshmen can't play with me. Like, I got a GPA already. Y'all got nothing. Right. So, I already had a GPA going into my freshman year. They like, who this college? So, and I'm like, dang, I had a baby. I failed myself. That's where the regret came in. Like, you messed up. But did I really mess up? Or it's a part of the progress?
But it's a part of your story.
Yeah,
like, it's literally for you. Like, for you, like, all right, so being away from your family, I'm doubling back.
Yeah.
So being away from your family, was it a goal to be different than how you were raised? Like, were you, like, was a strict background? You were sheltered?
No, I wasn't sheltered. My mom was pretty fair about everything. I didn't have my dad growing up, so I didn't know, like, the do's and don'ts and who not to date. I had to learn everything by myself. Like, it was trial and error for me. Like, I have brothers and whatever, but they doing their own thing. I got older siblings, and I only have 2 younger siblings, so I'm in the middle. So you in the middle, you're not really paid attention to.
That middle child always gets forgotten, kinda.
It's like I'm the middle, but the middle low. So it's like I pay it. My mom pay attention to me, but she got work. She got kids. She got, she dealing with the 2 younger kids. So now I'm like calling my sister, but she busy. She living her life. I call my brother. Oh, you be all right. So it's like, who gonna help me? Like, I'm drowning right now. So it wasn't. It was more of an escape for me. Like I always was the mom to my friends. Like even in high school, college, even now, and I always be like, if I don't go away to college, what I'm gonna do? Because this is my only escape. And it was like it wasn't like, how some people go to college. It's like, oh yeah, I'm just go to college, or I'm gonna just go get a trade. Like I needed to get away to figure out who I was.
Okay. Did you recognize that then?
Yeah, I recognized that in high school.
What made you recognize that?
Simply because I just knew I had a bigger purpose, and I felt like if I stayed home, like some of the kids did in high school, I don't think I would have gotten this far or excel or pushed myself to my fullest potential. And I felt like me being on my own, I could fail or succeed. Okay. And I wasn't scared to fail, but I was scared to, I guess, get to a certain space, and then it's like, oh, I gotta do more, and then it's more and more and more and more. So growing up, were you able to recognize failure and success? Like, did you have examples of failures and successes to see where you wanted? Like, okay, I seen these failures, I don't want to be like that, but I seen the successes, I want to be like them. Yeah. So my grandpapa, I always looked up to him. He does like international trade, like Caribbean international trade for United States. So, but he does it through Africa, and I always looked up to him, like, because he's just it was including with travel, because I'm like, dang, I like to travel, and I learned that about myself. I like to move around. I don't like to be confined in one space. That's why I never held the job too, because I don't take well to authority. You're not gonna tell me what to do. So so I seen that side where it's success, and then my aunt, she moved to California to do stuff with makeup and stuff like that, and then you see the failure side, and you see your siblings dropping in and out of college, and it's like, look, how many more schools you gonna go to? And then my mom growing up, she she had her mishaps or whatever, but I never held it against her. So I was just like, you know what, if I have kids, I want to be better than her. If I'm going to school, I want to finish, because I'm the first person in my immediate family to finish college and get a college degree. So that was a compliment for me, for my siblings, because I know, like, if I can do this, then it set the tone for those coming. So so now I got 2 little brothers in college. One is at Villanova, both playing for football, so hopefully he's like the top prospect there. So hopefully he get drafted. And then my little brother, he's at Kutztown. So it's like I set the tone for the next 2 generations.
So if your mom finished college, right, and your older siblings finished college, do you think you would be the vessel or the transfusion of information for your younger two brothers?
You said if they finished?
Like if everybody finished, that wouldn't be your.
It wouldn't be my problem.
Right. You would be.
It would just add to whatever else
But now that you finish, you are the vessel in the streamline to help your brothers. Your two brothers. Mm-hmm. So that's why I feel like everything happens for a reason. You were supposed to go through these things to be in this space.
And now it's to the point where my nieces, they're like my little sisters, my sister daughters, and one is graduating early from high school with her sister who initially was graduate on time. And that's a beautiful thing to me because, inner city kids don't have that privilege to do that. Facts. So the fact that she's able to do that is really a blessing. And I shout out to my sister for that, for raising them to be like self-sufficient, a go-getter. And now it messed me up a little bit the other day when she texted me like, something about college. And I'm like, something about acceptance letters and stuff like that. And I'm like, dang, if I didn't go to school, who would she be able to talk to?
Exactly. You might be getting the wrong information from somebody.
I told her, I'm like, I'll delay this information to you, but also seek out and talk to your counselor at school because times changed. Mm-hmm. When I was going to school, it was different. Mm-hmm. Now you got to do this, corona done hit. It's so many different things that's going on. So, but I was happy to share that information with her because it's like, oh, okay, she do have some type of insight and can redirect me into who I need to talk to.
Because sometimes you don't always look up to your mom as that aunt or as that grandpa
or that friend, that cousin, or that, oh, that's like my aunt, but that's not really my aunt. So,
or your friends, cousins, or moms, or something like that. So we find inspiration in certain places. The good thing is you found positive information. So my next question for you is, are you happy?
In a sense of...
See, this is what I was telling you about. Take it any way you want to take it, right? This is really surface thinking for you. It's really to ask you, are you happy? And you can literally take it any way you want to take it.
I feel like 50-50.
Okay.
Because nobody is fully happy. I feel like for me, you have good days, you have bad days. So today, I can say I'm happy.
Okay.
I woke up. I was excited. I'm not a morning person. Okay. So, and I ate breakfast today. So, yeah.
All right. So you're going to take the easy way out. So it's my job to go a little bit deeper. So for you to minimalize it all, to make it minuscule to just today and say that you're happy, which is good. But I feel like in life, you're going to have good days, you're going to have bad days. You're going to have a great time at home, you're going to hate going to work, but then you're going to have fun getting off of work because it's happy hour or something like that. Overall, is Naimah happy?
I would say I'm happy, but there's more work to do.
Okay.
Is that fair?
No. I mean, yeah, for sure. I mean, I'm not trying to dig too deep, but yeah.
So I feel like I'm happy because you can wake up every day. That's a blessing. 2, I accomplished so many things at a young age, 26. And I can look back and say, dang, that really, overall, things that you feel like now didn't make sense. It makes sense now because it once made you happy.
Right.
So you wouldn't have got to a situation if it didn't make you happy. So you can't, that's why when we go back to talk about regret, I say I don't regret it because it once made me happy. But do I think things could be different? Yeah.
Okay. Are you a good detective of good character? Like, can you see good people? Do you struggle with that?
I've struggled, but I feel like now, for like the past 2 years, I'm working on trying to be a good judge of character in reference to what I want in my life.
Okay.
Like, I always try to see the good in people and try to be like, oh, I'm going to get the benefit of the doubt. But now it's like, you have to figure out what you want in your life and what type of people you want surrounding you. So I always be like, oh, I'm welcoming everybody in just to give it a chance. But you can't do that.
Right.
You really have to be very, very careful with people because people can put on a smile, people can act. And this is my favorite line to say. Like, I always tell people this, like, a person actions can change, but their character always stays the same. Your character, as far as what you believe in, how you think, your morals, your values, how you was raised, that's your character, but your actions can always change, but your character stays the same. So I'm very big on character. So I feel like now, at the rate of my life where I'm going, I feel like I am great at being a good judge of character for people, because I'm at peace now. And before it was chaos. It was just like always drama. It was always this, and I'm always pulled this way, and it's like my name, and I'm like, I didn't even do nothing.
Right,
like,
for sure.
So now it's like I don't want those type of people around me. Like I'm at peace. So in order to meet me at my level, you have to bring peace in my life. So
bring peace or add peace.
Yeah.
So with you being, not to say this is a hierarchy, but like for you to be like the go-to, like who do you go to?
That's a good question.
Because there is a stigma for people like you and I who are the go-tos that we're always okay. And then sometimes I feel for me, I'm speaking for myself, if somebody tells me things that they're going through or they're coming to vent to me, it's hard for me to reciprocate that energy with me venting. So it causes me to like push down my issues even further, because it's like, dang, you going through some stuff. I don't want to really put that on you. So who do you talk to about the things that you're going through?
I really don't talk to people. Like, I have 3 people I talk to. Is either my sister, one of my best girlfriends, her name is Taylor, and probably sometimes my mom. But then you can't get to really, you don't want to really like talk to your mom about stuff too much, and I just be trying to water it down, and she be like, "Girl, please," but like, or I'll just keep it to myself. Like, I started writing in my journals and stuff like that. Just getting out whatever I say, close my phone. Like, my notes is my best friend in my phone. So, I mean, not to put that out there, because I don't know why he's still in my phone.
All right, so for me, I'm a real good, not a judgment of character, but judgment. I'm a good judge of energy.
Yeah.
So with the energy that I'm getting from you today, is that you love really hard, right?
I do.
And it's like, just assuming, you love really hard, and there's no in between. And loving people hard has caused you some heartbreak.
It did.
So can we talk about why or what happened or anything like that? Like, what causes you to love hard? Because there has to be some emptiness, or like, if it's not emptiness, it's just your character. Are you a natural loving person?
Yeah, I feel like a lot of people, I get that from a lot of people that say, like, you just, the vibe and your aura is just like, I can't, want it stick, because like, now I want to be around you every day, and it's just like, I'm like,
right,
hold on now, back up. Okay. So I feel like I have this aura where I people gravitate towards me, and then I push them away. It's not them. They think it's them, but it's really not them, because I know it's me.
Okay.
I don't like to get close to people because I don't like disappointment.
Okay.
And I feel like sometimes when I meet people, they like the idea of me. But when they get up close and personal, it's like, this is really her, and it's too much for them to handle at that time. It's like too much to bite off. Okay. So it's like, I want a piece of her, but it's too much to chew and swallow, because now it's like, oh, I gotta approach her a little different.
Why do you think that is, though?
I don't know. I honestly really don't know. And it's like, I'm not going to change who I am or water myself down for anybody. And I'm not big on settling. So I feel like it's just, I don't know. It's just something that I've heard this 1,000,001 times. Like, or like, as far as like, say for instance, men. I'll meet a guy and he'll be like, I want you, da 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 da, and then we'll talk. And it's just like, you can't even match me mentally. Like, how you want me? You like the idea of wanting me, but do you even deserve to be in my space?
So what are you doing? Because for me, I'm just saying, for me.
Yeah.
Before anything that happens, I blame myself.
Right.
Because it's something that I did that could have caused that. So what are you doing that people fall in love with the perception of you versus who you really are?
I don't know.
Because I also think that, like, beautiful looks, right, can get misconstrued. Like, I've seen some, like, beautiful, dumb people, right?
Yeah.
But I also think that, like, people's assumptions of you, they create who they want to be for you. Mm-hmm. So like if they think you are a certain way, they want to be that, and then when they feel like you're not that way, they fall back because they can't even.
I had that conversation with a guy before, and I had that conversation with my sister recently, and I'm like, people have to stop expecting. Mm-hmm. Expectations lead to disappointment, and you can't expect me to be a certain way because that's your idea in your head. You have to figure out who this person is on your own. Your idea in your head is not her or him.
But you suffer from that too, though.
I do, and it's so funny. I did this. I was dating a guy recently, maybe from like April to July, and I put this idea in my head like he was just this perfect person, and it's just like the expectation I had in my head, and when I started to see the opposite, it really disappointed me. But I'm like, how am I disappointing when this is my fault? Mm-hmm. But I shouldn't feel sorry for myself. I just don't do it again.
So let me ask you this: you go out to a bar, happy hour, go to South Street, you go anywhere, and a guy tries to talk to you. What is the first thing that you look at?
His teeth.
Okay, his teeth. Okay. Then after his teeth, what else?
His shoes.
Okay. Now, what will his shoes indicate?
Honestly, nothing. It's just.
So you are doing what is being done to you. So we all do it, right? We all do it. So a guy, if he has dirty fingernails or messed up teeth or his shoes are bad, your perception of him has said, dude, you're not in my league. But we didn't see what type of car he drives. We don't see what type of penthouse he has. So we all suffer from that. So how do we change that?
How do we fix it? And the question is, I don't know. Because I just did it recently, 2 weeks ago. Mm-hmm. I was in my friend's car. And I'm like, pull his hand. I'm like, you need to clean your nails. I don't like that. Mm-hmm. He like, man, I've been running around. You know me. I'm like, that's no excuse. Mm-hmm. Before you leave out the house, you need to make sure you're well put together. I'm not saying have on the latest drip, but make sure your hygiene is up to par. Not that his hygiene is bad, but I don't like dirty fingernails. It makes me cringe. So I did it again, and I'm like.
So what if he's a contractor, or he's not a contractor? He's in the real estate, and his roofer decides to not show up today. So he knows about roofing. And he decides to go pick up some tar, carry it on the roof, and pick up the tar and put it in there, and then meet you afterwards.
That nigga ain't pick up no roof.
See, of course you know him better. You know him better than I do. So, do we have to be better? Judgments of interior, like
I feel like we have to give people a break because sometimes you never know what they're going through on a daily basis. You don't know if people, you just never know it because you don't live with this person, And me, I'm single, so I'm just dating and figuring out what I want, what I don't like, what I can deal with, not what I can settle for, what I can deal with, because you can deal with something, but you don't have to settle for it. Dealings come with adjustments and changes. Okay, settling and mean that.
This is it.
Yeah, this is it. This is the end all be all.
Do you know how to date?
Honestly, no.
Okay.
I've been in a relationship for 4.5 years since I was from 18 to 23. Okay. So
you're a spring chicken now at this point.
Yeah, like I don't know. I only know how to be a girlfriend.
Okay.
Like, and that's another issue that I have because men, they want to have fun. They're not trying to look really for a relationship. Like, some are. But initially, they want to have fun. They want to dip and dab. They want to do that. Like, me, I'm like, when I talk to a guy, I'm like, oh, yeah, we in it. I'm creating these things in my head. Oh, we going to do this. We going to this. And, like, I like to commit to one person, but now I know that I have to date a few people, so I won't get my feelings hurt. So now you want to act crazy over here, not text me back, call me back, or you don't feel like you want to be consistent one week, then the next week you pick up, and it's I can't do that.
So my question to you is, are you fully over your last relationship? Now, I don't want to get deep into that, but what I also do is we take things from the past and bring them to the fore to our expectations. So with you, I'm not saying that you are looking for that relationship, but have you really deaded the ending and said, obviously I have to create a new future, or are you trying to recreate what you had?
That's a good question.
I mean, I usually have a lot of those great questions to make so myself.
But no, honestly, I am over my last relationship, but I feel like no matter what the situation is between me and him, he set the bar high. You know, I was traveling young. He took care of me young. He was young. So I always had that idea that a man's supposed to cater to his woman and honor his woman, and no matter what the situation is between you and him, no matter the problems y'all go through, things still had to be taken care of. And we was both living together for 4 years. So that's I know how to be, I guess you want to say, a girlfriend, a wife. I know how to be nurturing. I don't know how to talk to 5 different guys. That's not my thing.
But are you open to understand what is trying to be taught to you? Right? So prime example, the guy that you had, let me ask you this, and these are honest questions. Were you as driven as you are now when you were with him? Or did you feel like everything was taken care of, so you didn't have the need to want to be?
Yeah, I felt like everything was taken care of.
Okay, so
it was the comfortability.
Okay, so it was the comfortability. Boom. All right, we getting somewhere with this. Okay, so what if, whatever religion that you believe in, or whatever whatever being or whatever you believe in, what if, okay, I know how to be treated from how he treated me, but now this time is for me to become more independent for myself and share these things with somebody so that I don't feel enamored with what you can do for me and what I can do for myself. So this might be the time, because he was with you from a young adolescent age to the blossoming of you being a woman, right? Or growing to be a woman. So your growth is contingent or conducive with what you can do for yourself.
Yeah.
So maybe what he taught you was, wow, this is how I should be treated, but I want to do this for myself. And what can you bring to me? What can you add to what I'm already doing for myself? Because I ain't gonna lie, right now for women, it's up. Y'all is killing it. And businesses,
the
boss
bar
type.
is set high, and I'm like, this all you got? Never mind, I'm cool.
So what is the minimum that you would want from a man?
I feel like initially for me, I can do anything for myself. I could take myself on vacation. I could buy myself those $1,500 boots, $2,000 bags. But it's not all about that. I just feel like whatever I'm doing, you should be able to add to that. It goes beyond texting and going out to dinner. I like intellectual conversation. I need to pick your brain a little bit. Okay. I don't want to hear about what you're doing. I'm doing the same thing I did yesterday. You know what I do. I cook. I don't have no other job. Right. So you know what I do. You could go as far as oh, I know you got to cook today. Let's meet up in the morning. Let's go get, you know what I'm saying? What else do you need? You know what I'm saying? And it's not about the money. It's just about, I'm going to do this for her because I want to do it, not that I had to ask you to do it.
Okay. So I'll just give you a little background on my wife, right? So with my wife, I don't really care too much about gifts. Yeah. She don't have to buy me expensive stuff.
I think that's every guy though.
I just need her to support what I do.
Yeah.
And like it on Facebook or repost it because that's showing me you support me.
Yeah.
So for me, I just want her to be like, I like what you did that day. That's my love language. So for me, my love language is words of affirmation. Let me know that I'm ironing this shirt really good, or let me know that I cleaned the kitchen really well. So for me, that works. But do you understand and know your love language?
I think I can identify maybe 3. Okay. So 1 would be physical touch. Okay. I'm an affectionate person, but I have to like you. Okay. Don't be touching me.
All right. All right, cool. Hold, before you answer that, right? I don't even think I want to know, right? Because I do believe this. I believe that in the dating process, from the people that I talk to and the people that I deal with and I'm cool with, I think that it's important for a person to want to learn how to love you or how to like you. Yeah. So I feel like when you tell somebody what you want or what you like,
they can fake it.
You fall in love with the representative, and the knack to do that is basically what it is.
It's easy. And it's all right. That's all you want.
That's all you want.
Boom, boom. I got. That's why I said character versus action, because now I'm telling you all these things. You can act on it, but when your character gonna kick in, the true you.
So is it when you move in, or is it?
I feel like it's when you're in a vulnerable state. When you at your most vulnerable self, that's when it's character come out, and that goes for the woman or man as well, whoever. But I just feel like people can really put on an act. It could be 6 months, it could be 1 month, it could be 2 years, because you never know a person. I just talked to my friend yesterday, and I told him, I said, because we was talking about relationships, and he like, you want to hop into a relationship already. It's not about hopping into a relationship, because even while you in a relationship, you never get comfortable. You're supposed to constantly get to know your partner and who you with, because people change all the time. People constantly evolve and grow. From adults, middle age, older adults, that's how when you see somebody that's married for 30 plus years, they're constantly changing. Their appearance is changing, their looks is changing, their mind is changing, everything's changing. So you gotta constantly get to know this person. They not who you are. They not who they are when you first met them. But that's totally to each its own. But that's just how I feel. About any relationship, friendships, and everything. Me and one of my best girlfriends, we've been friends for almost 13 years since high school. She's a whole different person. She is crazy, but I love her to death. But
do you know how to love yourself?
Yeah.
What does that consist of?
Me loving myself consists of being alone to figure out me. To like acts of service for myself to make myself feel happy and loved. Like I like buying myself flowers, and that's something I do like on a regular. Like I don't have to feel love when somebody else do it. I can
give it to yourself.
Yeah, give it to myself. So acts of service for me, self-care as far as going to a food shop or going to get a facial or going to read a book by myself, like, or just sleeping for 10 hours, like. Just little things like that. It's like, oh yeah, like I'm in tune with myself. Like I don't have to feel validated from somebody else. Like I know what works for me and I know what don't work for me. So
that's interesting. So where do you see yourself in the next 6 months?
I honestly don't even know. Like I'm just going with the flow of things. Like. So initially, I'm just coming out of working.
Okay.
So it's crazy. A crazy little story. So I was working for 2 years in like service coordination, like social work. Then I left that job, and then I got another job working at the hospital doing accounts receivable. And then they fired me. They said they didn't like my attitude, but I feel like I don't have an attitude problem.
Okay.
So. They fired me in March. It was like 3 days before my birthday. And I was planning to go to Miami. And they fired me like on a Wednesday. And I guess they thought I was going to beg to get my job back. Like, I guess that initially that's what they thought. And I'm like, listen. But I was cooking at the same time. So I was working, cooking, like doing both. And still taking my class that I needed to fulfill for my degree. Soon they fired me, I was like happy. I'm like, oh, all right, cool. Say no more now. I'm staying longer in Miami. Tripping. Right. So I left for my flight. I'm like trying to put together what I'm gonna do when I get back. I talked to one of my guy friends. He like, just cook. Like, just go full time with cooking. I don't understand why you even do that. You make more money doing that anyway. As soon as I got back, COVID hit, and I was stuck coming back from Atlanta because I had went to Miami, then I went to Atlanta. So I was stuck. Like it's like this big emergency thing. I'm like, what the hell is going on? Right. I'm like, oh crap, I gotta get back home. So I ended my stay, and then I came back home, and then I started cooking, and then it was just up from there. Like I'm like, I don't know what I did, but it was working. It was just working. I'm like, dang, this is good. I'm seeing the money. I'm like, oh wow, like all right, boom. And I just started cooking, and I started catering more events, and I did my first wedding back in last month. And I'm like, dang, this is really it. Like, this is what I need to be doing. So I feel like going into the next 6 months, I'm just going to keep booking events and figuring out networking, talking to people. Because I'm a 9 to 5 girl. I'm entrepreneur. I'm just getting into entrepreneurship and still growing and learning. So I feel like these next 6 months I'm gonna dedicate to learning about, business credit, getting my paperwork right, all that stuff initially that I should have been doing, but I was playing around because I had my 9 to 5 to cover my ass. So now it's my business, and I can't treat it like a hustle no more.
For sure.
So that's where I'm at with that.
So what was college for?
It was,
and I'm not asking this in a bad way because I asked the same question because college really didn't do for me what it's intended to do. Yeah. So what was it for you?
A way out.
Okay.
To meet different people. After high school, I'm like, what I'm gonna do? Like, I didn't have a goal. Okay. Like, how people like, oh yeah, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna sell cars. I didn't have a goal. Like, I didn't know what I wanted to do. Like, but I knew I didn't want to stay home.
Okay.
I don't know what it was, but I just didn't want to stay home. And I remember going into my counselor's office, and she was like, you got an acceptance letter to Shippensburg. I'm like, Shippensburg? What is that? Right. So I'm like, but initially, I was excited about college, though, because I didn't go there to say, oh, I'm going to major in such and such. I just wanted to get away. Like, I wanted to get away from the chaos, family drama. I didn't want to be around nobody. Like, I wanted a whole new vibe. So, initially, the plan was to go to Virginia State because I had went on a whole college tour for a week in the South. Loved it. Like, everything about the South, I just loved. And I'm like, dang. And I went there. I got accepted, but didn't have the money to go. So I'm like, I'm gonna have to settle for something. Right. Cause I'm getting out of here. Like, I got to go. So it was just more for basically, like I said earlier, to escape.
I think for me, the connections, I can say in a sense, I build a bigger, not following, but I built a bigger Rolodex of people. Yeah. But I also think it was just for me to see something different, to understand what still was. So I went to IUP, which is
the same thing.
Totally just like out in the
boondocks.
It's cold at 4:30. Yeah, it was like 4.5 hours from here. And for me, it was just giving me an opportunity to just be free and not have the pressure of like real life situations. Because at the same, you're a college student, there's really no care in the world. Like, we figured out, we all put up 30 cents.
That was like slavery.
Yeah, like
it was like jail.
It was bad, right? Like, if you ain't eat by 7, you might be hungry. But we all really congregated amongst each other and made it work.
It was more like a sisterhood and brotherhood. Especially for me, because when I got there in the summertime, and I met everybody. Like, by the time school year started, I was locked in. I'm like, they like, yeah, this my young boy. How you know? Right. How you know her that quick? Like, mind your business. So, but yeah, and it was like, I enjoyed college. Don't get me wrong, but I just didn't know what my end goal was with college. Like, I'm gonna get a degree and then what? Work for the rest of my life? Like, I don't know.
So can we say for a majority of your adulthood from 18 to now, it was a whole lot of, I don't know, but situations and times caused you to understand what you probably are here for? So, like, what joys do you get out of cooking? Like, is it fun?
It's therapeutic. Okay. It's like my escape from reality. I get into my zone. Turn on my music because I'm an R&B girl. I love R&B. Right. Turn on my R&B. Whatever kitchen I'm in, whether it's mine, a friend, building, it's just like I create my vibe in the kitchen, which create the vibe for the food. So now it's like, if I post this gorgeous plate, it's like, how the fuck do she do that?
Right.
Like,
sure.
But it's like art to me. Like, it's something that I love to do. Like, I don't like to do it for the money, because money gonna come when you love something. I feel like I'm passionate with cooking, rather I be tired, whatever the case may be. It's my passion. Cooking was always a hobby for me. Then I just turned my passion into dollars. So I just feel like it's art. It's like art. I like putting stuff together, making it look pretty, like. And then it's therapeutic. It's my escape from everything. I'm feeling stressed out. I'm about to go make me a big ass, big ass dinner. I don't even know who it's for, but I'm about to make it. And they like, well, is you selling this? No. Half of the time, I don't even eat my food.
Right.
So I just cook it. I like for people to react off of it. Like I like the reaction. I like getting people aroused. Like, hey, she posted this food. She ain't selling it. I'm stressed out. Like people really have asked to me like, when are you gonna sell food? And I'm like, I don't know. But
so the goal in life is to do something that you love and you love to do it, and it's something that you would do for free.
Yeah.
That's dope.
Yeah. Cause I feel like it was never about the money with me with cooking. Cause I didn't know what my goal was with cooking initially. How I started cooking was my friend, he wanted meal preps because he worked out. And I was working like crazy at my job. And I came home one day, like, can you meal prep for me for next week? I'm like, no, I don't cook. Like, he like, you do cook. And I'm like, no, but I don't like do that. Like, he like, can you please just do it? So I did it. And I'm not thinking nothing of it. Because I post just stuff on Instagram, but then I posted meal prep for my friend, blah, blah, blah. Ding, ding, ding. I'm like, what the hell? They like, oh, you meal prep? I didn't know you do that.
All right.
Can you meal? So then it went from 3 people to 10 people to 15 people. And then, like I said, it's only me. So I'm overwhelmed because I'm like, hold up.
All right.
I still got my daughter was 1 at the time. I got a 1-year-old, 2-year-old to worry about. Like, hold on. Like, and I got to go to work and school every day. That's not going to work. So I stopped doing meal preps. And then this girl, she reached out to me. I don't know how she found me, but she was going to Westchester. And she was like, can you cook for my graduation dinner? She was like, have you catered? She was like, do you cater? I'm like, yeah.
Yeah, I think, maybe.
So I'm like, I'm going to fake it till I make it, whatever. So she like, yeah, I want you to cater my event. And this was the first time I was like, how many people? She was like, 100 people. Around that time, I'd never catered an event before, so I don't know how much stuff costs. I don't know. I'm just winging it. So I did it, and I charged her. I was like $500, and then when I told people, they like, $500? You crazy? So I'm like, I didn't know, like
macaroni and cheese $500.
Yeah, I didn't know what to do. I'm just faking it. So, but that one event, because she kept saying I was reaching out to other people, they was charging me an arm and a leg. I just needed somebody affordable. But it's so crazy because when I got to her party, 100 people wasn't there. But it was so much food left over that she was just still so grateful and appreciative. And right after that event, when I posted it, I just been getting bookings ever since. And I'm like, you know what?
Did you make money that day?
I think I did. Probably like $150.
Okay. But I'm pretty sure the prices went up.
Yeah, you know, the prices went up. I ain't got time for that. Right. So, yeah.
That's amazing. So, as a parent, right? What are you trying to hide from your daughter? Like, what are you trying to shield her from?
Honestly, I feel like I don't want to shield her from anything because eventually she's going to have to grow up and see things. So right now, like, I try to tell her, like, you know, you're too young to do this, or you're too young to say these things. You're not grown. But this is what grown people do. But you're not grown. Okay. So I don't try to shield her from anything because she's very bright and very smart. And she's very aware. One thing about her, she's very aware of everything. Her surroundings, people she be around, and she's very big on energy. If your energy is off, she will not talk. Because my daughter is very talkative. She will not talk to you. She will look at you like you're crazy. And she will be like, I'm ready to go now. So I know when she does that, it's like the energy is off. Like, so it never works. So I try not to hide nothing from her, but I try to be very careful what I present to her and present in her space because she's still a child. She's innocent. So I just say, yeah, because everything is technology now. Like, even if you try to hide it, they're going to see it.
For sure, somewhere.
Yeah, they're going to see it. Like, she's with me, then she's with her dad on the weekends. So it's like, I don't know what he's showing her. And I don't know if she's around other people, you know, because he has family too. So I don't know what she does on the weekends with her dad or where he takes her on the weekends, because that one weekend can turn into something that's stuck in her brain forever.
For sure. So
you just gotta try the best you can. I feel like I don't want to hide anything from her, but I just want to make sure she knows I want to say like the capacity of this is for this and this is for that, and you're not grown, you're a child, so you have to stay in the child's place. So
I feel like everything you said is real, but it's so hard. Like,
It's hard.
It's hard because like they gonna figure it out, and we all really like gravitate to something that's not really good for us. So for my daughter, she has a really not strict life, but she has a structured life.
Yeah.
So when she talks to her friends, it always come back to me as my friend's mom let them do it. So it's just like, of course, if your friends jump off the bridge but you follow, they'll be like, no, of course, but that doesn't really pertain to what they're going through.
Saying right now.
I want to do what my friend's doing, so it can't be that bad if they're friends. But they don't understand like just because I used to hate the fact that I have friends that would be outside 2-3 o'clock in the morning, 12 years old, 13 years old. My dad, like they doing it. Their parents don't care about them. I couldn't understand that. I thought like their parents do care about them because they want them to be happy. But I didn't realize that ain't nothing good happening at 2 and 3 o'clock in the morning.
You know what are you doing outside?
So my dad and my mom keeping me away from that stuff has helped me to be who I am. And those people that were out 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning are probably getting woken up 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning. You know what I'm saying? For count. But it's very hard being a parent. And do you think that there's things that your parents didn't do that you integrated into the way you teach your daughter?
Yeah, most definitely. Yeah, I feel like, okay, so initially when having a kid, I never wanted to have kids. Like, I did, but not, like, that young. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, dang, am I ready for this? Like, am I going to be a good mom? Like, you know, you have those thoughts, like, am I going to be a good mom? Like, I hope I don't fuck up. But what are you really fucking up?
Right.
Like, you know? Mm-hmm. It's just you just creating all of this stuff in your head. And it's just like, whatever. But I feel like being as I didn't have my dad growing up, I always wanted her. Always told her dad, whatever we go through, I just want you to be active. Mm-hmm. Like, I feel like a parent can be present, but they are not active. You could live in the household with somebody,
facts,
and they are not active. Mm-hmm. Like, you're just there. Mm-hmm. Like, what are you doing to contribute to her life or his life? Mm-hmm. You're not doing anything. You're not adding to anything. So it's like, hello. So, but as far as me, I didn't have my dad growing up, so I don't know how it is to have a father. Mm-hmm. Like, I don't know. So he never lived in a household with me, and I haven't talked to my dad in years. I haven't seen him, talk to him, no nothing. It's probably nothing I did, but it's just him. Mm-hmm. Your character. He was just a nut. So,
right.
So, sure. I feel like I always wanted my daughter to have that relationship with her dad. And me and him go tick for tack all the time because he don't understand. But he should, because he didn't have his dad growing up. But then again, he's a man. So it's like, you know, I'm going to take that, put it in my back pocket, and I'm going to go on my life. Mm-hmm. But women, we process it differently. Like, it's more of an emotional thing.
Sure.
You know, so I feel like I always have that fight with my mind and then him. And it's like, you know, I don't want her to feel like you wasn't there for her. Right. Because then that's going to be your fault, not mine.
For
like,
sure.
I really express that to him. Like, that's gonna be your fault and not mine. Because if she feel a way about you not being there, clearly it's something that you did that made her feel that way. She's not gonna come out of nowhere to feel like that. And that's how I felt. Like, I felt like that emptiness with my dad not being there. I felt like if maybe you was there, things would have been a little different, or the type of guys that I was attracted to would have been a little bit different than, you know, the regular street guy taking care of me, you know, stuff like that. So. And also patience. Like, I barely hit my daughter or yell at her. Like, we have this thing where she starts to act crazy, she spaz out, fall on the floor. And I'm like, you know what? You got 5 seconds to get up. If I count to 5, you're not off this floor, I'm going to pop you. And shit. I'm like, 1. She be like, right. So, like, yeah, so I was like, patience. Like, my mom, it's like, I'll be like, oh my God, here she comes. Like, you know, you already scared. Like, back in the day, you like, oh, shit. Like, so my daughter, like, she's scared of me, but she play with me, too. Like, she take that inch. But my mom is like, she snaps. Like, why does not it's like constantly yelling. And it's like, relax. Like,
it's not that serious.
It's not that serious.
Right.
And I treat my kid like a kid. Like, I don't like parents who be popping a kid for them being a kid. Like, they, you know, kids have 1,000,001 things going through their mind. Like, they want to know why the candle is burning. Like, they want to know why it's shaking. Like, like, they don't know. They just curious. So it's like, I let her be her own self and have her own individuality and allow her to do things and mess up too. Like she had the slime. I hate slime. The other day she got slime. I'm like, told her you can have the slime, but if I find it on the carpet, I'm throwing it in the trash. So she's like, where's my slime? I said I threw it in the trash. She's like, why would you do that? I'm like, because I told you not to put it on the carpet. But it's no but, because you already know what I told you. So you have to be more responsible. I told her that. And I talked to her like an adult. Right. Because she has to know. I don't baby talk. Yeah, you can process it. So she thinks on her feet. So now she starts to lie and stuff. And it's 4 years old. And I'm like, why are you lying? That really irks me. Like, you're a liar? Right. Like, that's crazy. Right. She's like, I didn't. You did. Who else? I don't have another kid. Who else did it? So it's like, so I try to teach her, be accountable. Always be accountable and always be responsible, because sometimes you're going to be by yourself. I'm not going to always be there. So you have to be responsible and think before you act, and you have to be accountable. And she understands what I'm saying, because I always talk to her since she was 2 like that. I talk to her like an adult. I don't do baby talk. Right. You have to understand what I'm saying. Right. Yeah, I don't play that. So I think that's something I do different versus my mom. My mom had 7 kids. So many different kids. How am I going, So
maybe that's why she didn't have patience. Yeah. There's a lot of y'all running around there. Yeah, I'll be going crazy with these 3 upstairs. So I also want to learn things, because in these times we see people who are not willing to put themselves in somebody else's shoes and understand somebody else's plight or somebody else's issues. So what is it like being a black woman? Like, what are the things that you guys go through that somebody like me or anybody that possibly listens could understand or say, dang, I never thought of it like that?
Being a black woman is kind of hard. Like, I feel like, so I'm going to go from levels, like, as far as jobs. It's like, they know what we capable are. They know that we can succeed in every position we're put in, but they don't want us to be at that threshold, because it's like, because she's black. Now you think you better than us. So that, like, I always worked in white companies where they like, oh, this young girl, like, you smart, you it's always, you got potential. Or no, I have it. You just trying to belittle me because you don't want me to feel superior than you. Like, I don't like stuff like that. So I feel like black women are always at the bottom of the barrel when it comes to receiving higher from jobs. We had to really climb up the ladder to get a job that we are deserving of. And people always try to make it seem like we're not deserving of the position. But in fact is, I'm deserving of it. So, and then we go to our environment, who we surround ourselves with. I feel like black women are not protected, because you have black men, and even men in general, or women in general, raping, stealing, shooting, like, goes as far as, like, it was an eye-opener for me. And then I'm gonna get to the third level. It was an eye-opener for me. My friend got killed. Her name was Tiana. Rest in peace to her. She was a black business owner. Hair, like, she had her business at a young age before, I knew what I wanted to do. And she was determined. And I'm like, dang, a situation happened where y'all supposed to be protecting her, and she got caught in crossfire. How does that even happen like that? Right. You know what I'm saying? And it wasn't like, and a lot of people always say, oh, wrong place, wrong time. No, she was at the right place at the right time. That's where she was supposed to be. You can't blame her for being in a situation of, she was going out. That's her habitat. She likes to go party. Right. How you fault her for being in the wrong place at the wrong time? It wasn't super insensitive. Yeah. It's like, it's not the wrong place at the wrong time. She's where she needed to be. Right. They didn't think before they acted on whatever that they did, and I felt like that was just like.
So let me ask you this: who was supposed to protect her? The people that she was out there with, or the people that did the shooting, or whatever?
I feel like the people that did the shooting, because if you coming for your target, you're not supposed to miss. Right. So, and as a man in general, if you have a mother, sister, cousin, bro, siblings, aunts, grandma, great grandmoms, and you protect those women in your family, or maybe you don't, who knows. But I just feel like initially, anything that should go through a man's mind is to protect any type of woman, any type of child. But it's just like every time I turn around, I always see this 10-year-old little girl or 15-year-old girl or an infant. I'm just like, how is this stuff happening when a man is set on earth to protect and provide? It just don't make sense to me. It don't make sense. And then we get to the higher end where you are at, like, in relationships where, you know, the infidelity and mental, emotional, physical abuse, and it's just like, come on, like, we create y'all, so you know.
So I agree with that, but when we talk about infidelity and things like that, do you think that a man's mindset is able to, like, do you think, like, if a man cheat, that his first thought is that it will hurt you?
No.
So, okay. All right, so.
Because men don't think. Men think, but they don't think in terms of, oh, I'm going to hurt my girl when I do this. Right. They don't think like that. They think, oh, I'm about to do this. I'm about to get my nut off. And once the nut off, then they think, wow, I just fucked up.
Right. So can you don't get
because I have experienced situations like that.
Can you blame, now granted, like, if you do something, you gotta be accountable for what you do. But can you be mad if the mindset isn't there? Like, if we weren't taught to just, not we were taught, but like honoring a woman and protecting a woman is not in the regards of hurting her feelings. It's like, if you a guy and you trying to be promiscuous with somebody else, you don't think first of, like, this is going to hurt my lady. It's, I don't get caught, right?
Yeah,
well, let me do everything to not get caught.
It was just about to come out. I was like, you know, men don't think in regards to I'm going to hurt her. It's more so, I'm going to do this, but I know she's not going to find out. But then the situation is they don't think about the consequences when wifey finds out. So now that's why when a guy cheats or whatever the case may be, they get stuck. Or they tend to lie instead of just being honest, because I respect you more if you're honest about the situation. Even though you still cheated, I respect you more, because it's like, dang, okay, he had the decency to tell me the nut shit that he did, but I can only respect it because you was honest. So now I respect your honesty, but you still fucked up. So now you still done, but I mean, like, you know, you still done. You still a done.
But then that's a great reason to lie, to provoke, to prevent the doneness.
You only making the situation worse.
No, I'm not.
You are so.
Why?
Because once I find out the truth, nothing you say to me from here on out, I'm not going to ever believe you.
That might give me another 6 months of trying to work on what I shouldn't be doing.
Why should it take you 6 months to learn not to lie when you can tell, when telling the truth is way easier?
Because telling the truth never. Let me ask you. Listen, if you leave here and your car is still out there, hopefully.
Damn.
The way you park was crazy.
Handicap, but
you drive away and somebody get on your nerves and you whip out a gun and you shoot him in the head. Is your goal to go to the police station and tell the cops what you did?
That's different.
No, Your Honor. No, it's not different. The goal is to remain innocent and learn to yourself and say, I shouldn't do this again. Now, I'm not talking about the compulsive people but the compulsive cheaters or habitual cheaters. I'm talking about the people who say, dang, I never thought, and it's hard for you guys to believe it, but I never thought about it affecting you, because my thought process was primarily on the fact of doing whatever I'm doing without getting caught.
Right from wrong. And your right might not be wrong, but if you know your partner, that's why I go back from earlier. You have to get to know your partner, because I feel like if a man know his partner and know what she like and what she don't like and know she don't play no game, he not even gonna put himself in a position to even lose the person that he really want to be with. It is true.
Because guess what? If you create an idea where you got a fireproof plan to never get caught, your goal isn't to, I'm not going to do this because I'm not going to hurt her, because I'm not going to get caught. And I'm saying that it's stupid, but I'm just saying as men gotta change our mindsets, because I guarantee 60% of us don't think about how it could hurt you because we don't think we're going to get caught.
Right. But then I just had this conversation yesterday. It's not about the fear of getting caught. I don't ever want somebody to be scared of me. I just want it to be you holding yourself accountable, you apologizing. It's called change behavior. So I would never sit here and say, oh, I didn't get cheated on, because I have. But I would never sit here and be the woman to say, oh, I left. And it was, no, because I took him back because you love somebody and you wanted to work and you want to see them change. But
that's why you lie.
You don't lie. Because if you lie to me, everything that you say from here on out, I'm going to question everything. So now you playing on my insecurity. So now I feel like when a man lies and then, you know, boom, that's out the way. So then the relationship proceeds. So now everything you do is affecting me, because now I'm insecure about certain things. And now it's like, well, why are you acting like that? You know why I'm acting like that. Like, stop playing games. Like, you know why my insecurity is in the upper right now, because you did what you did. And then you still lie because I know the truth. And you still lying on top of me knowing, and you not telling me. I feel like if a man tell a woman, like, all right, this is X, Y, and Z, you don't have to tell me, oh, I did. You know, you don't have to tell me step by step, but just initially tell me, like, you know what, I fucked up. I did it. I'm trying to be a better man. I'm trying to do the X, Y, and Z, because it gives us, like, the sense of safety. Like, okay, he told me the truth. That, you know, it's really, no, it really is. For me, I can't even speak for other women. Okay. For me, I would say if it's a safety net to say, you know what, he told me he was accountable for his actions. Am I going to leave you? All right, for like, I'm going to scare you for like 2 weeks. Act like I don't care. Because they just keep you on your toes. Like, oh, you want to play with me? Okay, cool. But I ain't going nowhere. Right. But you have to learn your lesson.
You think realizing that you're going to take me back and you going away for 2 weeks is going to make me learn my lesson?
No, but because now when I feel like when a man do that, now it turns to the woman like, oh, you must be doing something. You only think that because you done did something.
No, I think that's a diversion to get it off of us because it gets too hot.
Yeah, y'all manipulation.
I think we all suffer from the same things in that regard. But I just think this. A person that want to change, a person that understands what you're saying and realizes that what my actions did, what effects it had on you.
Yeah.
If you love that person, then you won't do that again. That's enough.
And that's what I was about to say. You won't repeat the same cycle twice, because if you know how it made your partner feel, you know how it affected her, and you know what it led to her being after this, because you knew she was never this person. You knew she was always calm, cool, and collected. Now her insecurities chasing after her, like, oh, that really eat at you. Like, dang, am I enough? And like, why he got to do that? I done did. We can do this. And it's like, dang, that's crazy. Like, because it's always going to be a thought in the back of her head. How would you feel if your woman cheated on you? You going to be like, this motherfucking bitch.
So, if you... It's so testy, and it's so hard to really dissect, because some guys would be like, I'll never want to hurt her like that again.
Yeah.
Then some guys would be like, it's up. She took me back. All I gotta do is do this. She gonna come back.
I'm staying in the house for 10 days.
So what parts of you have to be reserved? Because if somebody got you like on Smash, like my wife, I got her on Smash, right? This is how I got her on Smash. Prime example. I want to tell you how I got her on Smash. Look, this is how I got her on Smash. She'll be like, do the dishes. I know I'm not doing the dishes, but I know what's gonna happen. She's gonna come in the house. She's gonna yell and scream and say, why you ain't do the dishes? I'll be like, all right, make up something, right? She gonna do the dishes and be pissed. She gonna be scrubbing pots, slamming stuff. And then when she's done, she gonna be like, you hungry? I'm like, yeah. Then we gonna sit down and eat, and then it's up. So why would I ever wash the dishes if I know that I got her on Smash?
That's being taken advantage of. Yeah.
Okay, I'll take that, but...
Because now you playing on her, I guess you want to say, softer side for you.
You do the same thing.
Yeah, but if she told you to do something, do it. Because if you wanted her to do something, you want her to do it.
We're not talking about me. See, the thing is, we always try to go vice versa.
I don't want to go tick for tack, but I'm just saying, like, you know, treating...
So you don't do it?
Handle people how you would want them to handle you. I do it all the time. People say I'm slick. I don't understand what that means, but I don't know.
What you said earlier, catch a person in a vulnerable state, or in their vulnerable state, they'll show their character. You catch somebody in a vulnerable state, you know how to do
Yeah,
it.
so now you're getting a meal out of her being mad. You're crazy.
You do the same thing. You might not even cook. And then you might hit your significant other or the person you date and be like, oh, I'm so hungry. I didn't eat all day. And you know he gonna be like, what you want to eat?
Yeah,
you playing on the fact that he just came in
motherfucking food.
So that's what I'm saying.
Because I don't cook for people. I don't do that. They be all up in my DM like, oh, I'm hungry. Okay.
So why not?
What am I cooking for you for?
Okay, all right. Well, obviously, then that's you saying somebody in DM. I'm talking about personal people that you cool with. You don't cook for them either?
Not like that. This is a business.
So you don't cook for leisure. You don't cook for just being in the house.
That's something I want to have to do. But
I'm confused.
Yeah, I don't cook for like or for instance, yesterday I cooked. I made tacos. I'm not cooking for me and 10 other people for fun. That's an invoice.
What I'm just saying. All right, so oh my gosh, I hate cut the check. All right, so you was dating this guy and then he decided to come over. Your daughter's away for the weekend, and he come over like 2:00 and y'all chilling on a Sunday and he watching the game at 1:00. So by 4:00, you're not preparing nothing to eat.
I mean, initially, if he's coming over on a Sunday, that's an easy win-win because I'm always cooking on a Sunday.
Oh my God! So,
but initially, if I was not cooking on a Sunday and he says, "Oh, I'm about to come over today," I'm be like, "Oh, okay. You want to go?" See, I have a way like, "Oh, you want to go to the grocery store with me, or give me some money? I'm gonna go to the grocery store." So that way, Owari bet, because in his mind, Owari, we about to chill, vibe out, and I'm getting food, but you have to pay. So yeah.
Well, why though?
Because
what does that say? Is that meet me halfway?
It kind of, because if I'm cooking, I gotta get the groceries too.
So let me ask you a question.
It don't make sense.
It does.
You gotta make it make sense.
You can't count what
and
you do
especially if you're not my boyfriend.
So let me ask you a question.
No.
You saying that you like physical touch, and it's somebody that can touch you because you don't like everybody to touch you, but somebody that you're comfortable with that can touch you. Mm-hmm. Imagine you saying, okay, I want to take my shoes off and put my feet on you. What if he says, nah, you gotta pay for this?
I'm gonna live.
Exactly, because it's a joke. It's no way that I should be able to.
But that's different when you're talking about like.
My love language is being, I want food. His love language is he want food, and your love language is you want.
Yeah, but I never had a problem in that area if I asked a guy for money to go to the grocery store, like something like that. How much you need, or he will get a.
Because in a sense, that's an investment. So why do I gotta pay for food when I can just come over and get some food?
Because we're not on that time.
Oh, all right. So now we're talking time. Okay.
Yeah,
all right. So we're not talking about dating. We're talking about dating. We're not talking about your boyfriend.
Yeah.
Your boyfriend, it would be different.
Yeah, my boyfriend. What?
All right. All right. Cool. We clear. All right. I just want to clear.
Anybody who be with me or end up like they one lucky mother effer because it gets.
All right.
The job gets done.
Okay.
But if we dating, like if I know for a fact, like, cause I feel like with dating, you never know with dating. It could be good and go bad. It's just.
You feel like in dating you can't show too much.
Yeah, you can't never show too much. People get comfortable. People take that for weak. I got her. You don't relax. Like you was really really lucky. Like relax.
But that could also end the date amongst two people, right? Because it's like, yo, she don't want to cook, she don't want to do nothing, she don't want. That's just. But
what have you done to show me that I should cook for you? Like
what does it
take?
That's
a luxury to me.
What does it take? Like if we're dating,
how do you make me feel?
Okay, so like, if we're dating and I take you out to dinner, I'm not telling you to go half with me on dinner.
No, because that's something that you want to do.
Oh my gosh, are we serious?
Yeah.
Oh, so.
Any man that I ever dated or whatever, like, oh, can I take you out? That's something that they wanted to do. That was a luxury to them. So me saying I want to cook, it's a rare occasion for to say, oh, I'm going to cook for you and not request any money to go buy groceries. Like, you got to make me feel like on top of the world. Like, I can count on both of my hands on how many meals I done cooked for a nigga that wasn't my man.
Wow.
I mean, that just come with the territory at the end of the day.
So are you that confident with your food that you feel like it's going to make a nigga go to the corner store and get a toothbrush after he eats your food and want to stay the night or something? Like, I'm trying to figure out why does, like, prerequisite. We have to be in a relationship for me to cook for you.
I'm not saying we gotta be in a relationship. I'm just saying we gotta be like that for me to want to cook for you.
Okay.
Like, I'm not about to cook for you because you took me on a date. No, because that's something that you want to do. I didn't ask for you to do that. But at the same time, you wanted to pursue me. So by the minute that you wanted to talk to me, you already knew my worth.
So how does a guy, you know, because I ask this to a lot of my friends that are women, like, how does a guy get your attention? Like, does he got to see you on the street? Can he send you a DM? Can he at you and be like, yo, baby, what's up?
The DM stuff is overrated. It's a burnout because you don't even know who's behind these Instagram pages.
Okay, so they should watch your Instagram and see where you at eating and just pop up.
No, that's creepy.
All right, so like,
I don't know. It just depends. Like, it depends on the vibe. It depends on how I'm feeling that day, you know? Because it could be weird though. I'm like not in the mood and I done passed up an opportunity. He could be a great guy, but I'm like, I don't feel like it. Because you be burnt out. So many people DM you a day. You think about on average, a pretty girl, they get like 10, 15, probably more than that, 20 DMs a day. Don't let you post a selfie or a picture. It's a red.
And I'm not supposed to say this, but being a part of the male species, we do have a lot of weirdos out here.
Yeah, like the temptation, and I explain this a lot. Like it's more temptation for women than men. Like, you know how many? It's more like if you say if I'm in a relationship with somebody, or like I said, I was in a relationship. I would get so many DMs. You know how hard it is to turn down men on a daily?
It's hard?
Yes.
Really?
Very.
Oh, I never thought about that.
Yeah, but y'all don't think.
So we don't think.
Right.
So why is it hard?
Because it's like women are fully invested more than men.
Okay.
As far as emotionally, physically, because we don't want to be out here doing X, Y, and Z. Men, y'all feel like sex is just sex, so I can go F her. I'm going back home to my wife.
Okay.
Because you invested into her. What I would say, like, I don't know, but yeah, like, and I used to tell my ex, like, yo, like, is there, like, don't get it fucked up.
Okay.
It's all there, like, right. Cause you know he's like, oh yeah, I got her, like, you know, I got her, but do you really got me? So, because any moment I could go respond back to a DM and that's a red.
So do you get your rocks off that way?
No,
like,
I just don't. I don't get my rocks because who I'm with is who I'm with. Once I'm locked in, I'm locked in, and look, you know. But I just say that to say, like, it's harder for women to turn down men. I mean, to turn down men than it is for men to turn down women. Just like y'all get flooded or whatever, or y'all temptation is very like dang, I see this. Oh man, I can't do that. But it's really hard because women really turn down men. Like, if you know how many men try to talk to women on average per day, that's very hard. Like, I can open my phone right now and it's probably like 5 messages. Hey, beautiful, you beautiful. Oh, I can't wait to see you, run into you. I want to take you on a date. Let me fly you out. You know how hard, like, if your mental space wasn't there, be like, fly me out to where? Oh, all right, bet, cool. We out, we rolling. Men are so easy. Men are very easy. So easy.
So you think men are easier than women?
Yes. And that's the messed up part, because you gotta think to yourself as a man, like, you know, you always, you know, men brag, oh yeah, I fucked her, but did you really fuck her or she fucked you?
Okay, that's some philosophy for you.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Right. So y'all don't think like that. Oh, I got her. Look, do you really got her, or she got you because she wanted you too? You gotta think about that type of stuff because you never know. But yeah, I feel like for me personally, it's challenging. Like, I feel like now that I'm older and whoever I end up being with, I feel like it's challenging because they're going to always think that I'm being slick or I'm being sneaky. Now that I'm in the food business, I constantly got to communicate with people. And half of the time, people don't even want food. They want to talk to me.
Right.
And I don't want to talk. Like, right. I don't want to talk. I had somebody, like, I was selling food out of my mom's house. And this was my brother's home from school. People would bring me flowers, but be buying food, but be like, yeah, this is my chance. I got her. Drop off flowers. I would come to my mom's house, bouquet, like. She like, another one? I'm like, yo, I don't know. These people are crazy.
But is that wrong, though? Like,
it's not wrong.
Because you don't really know your shot or when you can get your shot or who you are. And
right. No, I respect it. I respect it because it's like, dang, like.
Oh, snap. Go ahead, bro. Send them flowers right now.
Yeah, like, bro. It's like, oh, okay. So you got me blushing a little bit. It was cute, but this ain't enough. But then sometimes it's like I don't like to lead people on. I did that, and I heard a lot of men doing that, leading people on, not ready for a relationship. Because I could have been in a relationship, but I just feel like I want to continue to learn myself, and before I indulge into something and be. I don't like to give I don't like to give half to somebody. Like anything I invest myself into, I want to put my all into it. I feel like it's not fair for me to give half of me to somebody, and I'm not 100% there. That's not fair. You're not going to get the best parts of me. And I had to explain it to another guy because he really wanted to be with me, and I'm like, I can't be with you. Like, I understand that you want to be with me, but we could be friends. I don't want to be friends. Okay, well, fuck you then. I don't know what else to say to you because I'm explaining what I'm going through and what I need to work on. But you saying, oh, we can work on it together. I understand that, but I need to do this for me.
But we don't recognize that as men. We think so many things go through our minds of like, we've all heard that it's not you, it's me.
It's y'all determined to get it. I don't care. Y'all not taking no for an answer. And it's like, you need to.
But sometimes, why are you together? He was just persistent. Sometimes persistence work. It just depends on the person.
Yeah, I'm a hard one to catch. So it's hard, but it's like, it's really hard. And I feel like I don't feel bad, but I just have to. I feel like I have to like change a few things if I do decide to get in a relationship. Like I'm a naturally like attractive person. Like talking can sometimes come off as flirting, but I'm not flirting with you. So now they think, oh yeah, she want me. It's like no, like I'm just being friendly. Nice. Right. And then it's like, now I got to go home to my man, and then somebody call him like, hey, I seen George, she was talking to such and such. And it's like, because that situation happened before, and it's like, I had to explain to him, like, it's not like that. Now he mad at me because I'm talking to him, but it wasn't in that way. Right. So it's like, it's just hard, and it's
when you get in a relationship, the next thing you got to do is just stay in the house and cook and just bring it to the window, like, flat out.
So it's hard, and I was out one day last week, and then this guy walked up to me, he like, man, I ain't talking to her because I wanted to talk to her. She gonna send her brother out to give me food. I wanted to see you. It's just like,
I mean, it's hard on both sides. It's hard to like, if it's somebody that you envision that you can see or just are curious about, it's really hard to know what to do and how to go about it. So if you can't be contacted, I'm going to DM you. And then if I can't DM you, then I might got to send you flowers. And I'm hoping that it's worth it if it works. And if it doesn't, it just doesn't. But you can't be mad.
No, I don't be mad. I'm joking. Like, I laugh a lot. So it's like, you know, it's just funny to me. It's just like, oh, that was cute. Like, that was cute.
So I think you gave up a lot of tape. So I think your DMs aren't going to stop. I think that, like, people are going to start pulling up on you. Just be careful. Don't take pictures with your license plate in your car and all that now, because people will be pulling up. But in all seriousness, I appreciate you for being here. It was very much a lot of insight that I think of. Yeah. I told you it wasn't that deep. It wasn't that hard. It was gonna be cool. And I appreciate you for being here. So tell everybody your Instagram, social media stuff about your businesses and all of that.
So I do catering. My Instagram is Roselux Cafe, ROSELUXE Cafe. My personal Instagram is iHeart_9. Please don't DM me. But yeah, follow me, DM me in regards to any business needs, catering needs, pop-up shops, whatever you want to do. I'm all for it. Yeah, check me out.
Appreciate you for being here. This is Service Thinking.